Well, it's Memorial Day weekend. Today's Saturday. And I have just had my first full day of practicing for summer. It's not good. And I realize this is not a real problem. So before anybody sends me a message, calls me or texts me or sends me, starts commenting on woe is you, whiny face, just cut me a teensy bit of slack just for a second. So I'm used to working alone, and it no happen in the summer. I mean, this is a problem. So it's also 5 degrees outside, and I'm in North Carolina. Let's just talk about that for a minute. Has anybody else, if you're from North Carolina, raise your hand and tell me if it has ever been this cold on Memorial Day. I'm not kidding you. I think it's 50 outside. We are not used to this, people. We are used to hot. It's raining and it's freezing. I wore this outfit. No, it's really my Blue Moon t-shirt that I love. I wore this outfit to Belk Tyler. Yeah, I went to get bath mats because I was going nuts in this house. Are you having a hard time resting? Climate change. What? No, that means it's supposed to get hot. Good, thank you, Audrey. Marie has a fire burning. If I had a fireplace, I'd have a fire burning. I'd like to really burn up all these Legos. So because it's rainy and cold, I've changed the sheets on 4 bunk beds, which there's a special place in heaven if you change sheets on bunk beds. It's true. It's a special place you get to go. You go to a place where the sheets never need changed. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Because I got up on these bunk beds, and I was like, the whole thing might come crashing down. They seem solid, but I'm telling you, when I get up there, I feel like I'm on nothing good. And then I'm washing all the covers on the couches. And one of the couches, I had this guy redo the cushions. I paid the guy to redo the cushions. He has shoved a bed pillow in there and a bunch of this. I mean, this is the kind of crap. And again, I know these are not real problems. This is not real problems. We know this. You just dropped somebody off at camp and it's 10 degrees. Well, that is awesome. I wouldn't care what the weather was like if I dropped people off at camp. But you've led into the best part of the conversation. The best part of the conversation is, how am I going to get anything done this summer with a 9-year-old with autism at home? It's all fun and games when he's at school with his teacher, doing everything he's supposed to do. I pick him up off the bus. My caregiver helps. But he's going to be home all day long. And this is totally serious. You're a little bit of a prisoner when you belong to a child with a disability. And I think a lot of times you don't hear parents really, there's such a line of do you complain or do you don't want to complain, because then if you complain, it's almost like you don't love your child. But we don't think that when it's typical kids. I can complain about the other 3 all day long, and nobody is going to bat an eye. They're like, yes, they're terrible. Teenagers, whatever. You can say anything you want, and nobody's going to scold you. But when you have a person with special needs and you complain, then it seems like you're just evil. right? Or that's what it feels like to me as a mom. So I'm always hesitant to complain. He doesn't qualify for ESY. I think that's called it. I think that's extended school year. And it's not that he doesn't qualify. Our school district doesn't offer extended school year, which is a terrible, terrible shame. No, he's tired of school. You know what he wants? He wants to be with mommy. He wants to be with mommy every second. That is what he wants. Today, Daddy, I went to Belk because I was like, I'm going nuts. I got to get out of here. So I said, I'm going to go get bath mats at Belk. And my husband, I was like, how's the traffic? He was like, oh, it's really bad out there. I was like, well, where does it start? I was smelling a lie. He was like, well, you got down the road a little bit. I got out in that darn car. There wasn't one bit of traffic. He didn't want me to leave. And Amos has like a nanu, like ear for me. If I leave and like crack a door, he's like, Mommy, where's Mommy? Let the big kids take more responsibility. Oh, no, this is not about more responsibility. This is about just this honestly is about belonging to a child and being their person. And when you are somebody's person, it is tiring because a lot of times you're a person for maybe like for a toddler, and then the person doesn't want you anymore. Like my 13-year-old, we got down to the beach. She pew down, it's condominiums, it's condos. She goes down to a condo where her friend is, and they've spent all day together. Perfectly wonderful day. And Amos is 9.5. And when my other kids were almost 10, they were doing the same thing. They were out the door playing with friends. I mean, granted, they had to be watched a little more carefully. They couldn't like swim in the pool without an adult. But he could run around and, do fun stuff. And he can't. He can't leave on his own or go do anything. You feel separated from the rest of the world. Yes, Maria, that is very similar. That is what it feels like. So tonight I had said to my husband, I said, is your friend Barnes here? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, it's interesting that I feel like we don't know what's happening in the world sometimes because we are so tied up with him. But we're both really social and like to do things. And even though we have a great caregiver, you can't have a caregiver all the time. And Amos wants to be with us, with me. Tonight he got in bed, in our bed, of course, and he was like, you like to go to the condo. I said, you do like to come to the condo, or something like that. He is pleased as punch to be down here with mommy. I am my 26-year-old's person. I get it. I might not make it. I don't know if I can be a 26-year-old's person. Subscribers, tomorrow we're having Tales Church with Big Thomas. Tales Church. So if you subscribe, because we're not actually going to church, we're going to have Tales Church about 9 a.m. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Maybe we'll get him to. My husband is a criminal defense attorney, and he's just gotten this really big case that we have spent a lot of time talking about. And I think it's in an eastern North Carolina county where somebody's being accused of murder, and he's like, the guy did not do anything. Anyway, my husband's a really good attorney. So anyway, that's good. That's tomorrow. My son is delayed, but he does things on his own, but he won't do personal hygiene or cleanup. Sign him up for every camp there is. So Gary, what you might not know is that there aren't camps for kids with disabilities that he can go to. There's tons of camps for kids his age, but not for kids with disabilities his age. So we found we found two. Actually, I need to check on the date. Because the camps that are more tailored towards him are for younger kids. So now he's 10. I mean, 10-year-olds, they go to like spend the night camp and do all sorts of stuff, you know? Amos should bond with a couple of people. Yes, he does. He has a couple people, but we always need more. And I have been thinking that. We need some backup people. And we have a sitter. Our caregiver, though, who Amos loves to complain about, but loves, and we love her. But I mean, he is not a fun person to come over. Like, you come to our house and he's like, no. I mean, how would you feel if whenever somebody saw you, they said no plus your name? I mean, it's not exactly fun. And then the teenagers, they're like, Camp ASCA for children with disabilities. Well, I'm not comfortable letting him go spend the night at camp. Does he ever have a sleepover with a friend? No, he's never had a sleepover with a friend. And he's not even, well, yes, he has. He's had a sleepover with me. See, that's the thing. I'm his person. Quit yawning. Quit yawning. I've just washed all the pillow cushion covers, which seemed like a good idea to pick white. I do love them, though. You just became a subscriber. Yay. Your husband, my husband's going as a counselor. Your husband is going to be a counselor at camp? What? That is sort of awesome. Your husband needs to spend more time with Amos. Oh, my husband loves to spend time with Amos. Yeah. I mean, that's why I went to Belk Tyler and he kept him at home. But my husband's job is not flexible like mine. And I know that's tricky for people to wrap their minds around, but he is an attorney. So he does not get to be like me and work from home and shoot the schmucky on the videos and do some writing. And, I mean, I do have a really good job. I would say that. So, but we can't all just wallow on the couch and vomit our life story to everyone and expect to be paid for it. I know that's hard to believe. I'm a person to a 39-year-old, nonverbal, soon to be 40, and you're about to be 70. Well, cheers and love to you, Lisa, because that's pretty awesome. Is Amos on a wait list for residential placement? No. No, my boys are at Episcopal High School, not Trinity Episcopal School. So Amos is not on a wait list. Amos is on the waiver wait list. It's called Innovations Waiver. And he's been on the waiver wait list for 6.5 years. And once he gets the waiver, it's for his life. North Carolina, though, only has a very limited number of slots. So in order to get a slot, someone has to die. So you don't really want to smite people dead so that you get a slot. But when he does get a slot, it will be nice. He'll have Medicaid for his life, which is not a big deal now because he can be on our insurance. But when you turn 26, you can't be on your parents' insurance anymore, even if you have a disability. And it just will, someday we're not going to be on this earth. It'll make it so we don't have to worry about how is he going to have health insurance. Just something silly to most people, but to us it's kind of a big deal. And so the waiver is worth about $60,000 a year, and it will. It could be that he lived at a different place. It could be that he just had access to different programs, maybe a day program. It could be that we have caregiver like we have now, but the pay is much better, so that's helpful. And anyway. What is my job? Your Ava's on the wait list too. Yeah, Kimberly, I mean, it's a big deal. What is my job? Here come the big page comments. My job is well, I have an OnlyFans page. Shh, don't tell anybody. I dance with a bowl at night. No, this is my job. I'm on social media. That's what I am. I'm a social mediaer. No, I have a subscriber page, so I make a pretty good income with that. And then I do video and I get ad revenue. Have you ever watched Blippi? I'm like Blippi on an extremely small scale. Because Blippi, Mr. Beast, I mean, these people make millions and millions a month. Me no make anywhere, no million ever. But I'm like mini Blippi. That's my job. And then I also do, getting ready to do, I do lots of different medical campaigns. So I do partnerships with different companies that I like. I did recently a video with responsibility.org on how to talk to your kids about alcohol. And for parents, what do we need to know? This week I have a dad coming on Tuesday night he's a representative government rep in South Carolina, and his 17-year-old son took his own life after sextortion. I don't know if you're familiar with sextortion, but his son had been tricked into sending some nude photos and by who he thought was a teenage girl, but it was in fact a scammer. And they said, if you don't send us money, we're going to share the videos you sent with everybody you know. And he took his own life. So he comes on Tuesday. And then on Thursday night, we have a teen expert coming on just to talk about teenagers in general, because I need help with them. Yes, a mini Blippi. Lupus. Well, I have an autoimmune disorder, so then that makes me just kind of tired too. Contagious yawning has been linked to empathy. Psychopaths lack empathy. Does that mean I'm empathetic or not? You're yawning, that's a good thing. Well, thank goodness. Something positive about me. I can't read all these darn comments. Is your husband at the beach with you? Yes. Yes, he's upstairs watching Air. I already watched it. It was so good. Puberty is hard on kids with disabilities. My grandson became very challenging. I'm not going to make it. I mean, I really legit might not make it. Social media got us. You know what the real word is influencer. But that seems like that's like calling yourself an influencer is like calling yourself, I mean, obviously this isn't true, the most beautiful woman in the world. Like, what if you said, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world? That's what influencer sounds like to me. It's such a weird title. Is Air on Netflix? No, sorry, Air is on Prime Video, and it is really good. It was really good. I just got Amos to bed in our bed, which means I'm going to now have to move him to his sister's bed. Oh, look at this picture, y'all, of Amos. Is that not the best thing? So I also do speaking engagements or fundraising. I did one for the North Carolina Autism Society, and they had blown up pictures of people's children that were there, and my son was one of them. So cute. And actually going to be speaking again in Wilmington, hot off the press. You're going to hear it here first in September 21st, because for one of my very favorite organizations, Paws for People. How about that? Where we got our service dog, Honor, who is upstairs. Influencer as in braggart. Yes, right? Doesn't that sound like what it says? Look at these. I washed these things. They look good. What is it about? Air. The Air, what is it about? Oh, it's real good. It's about the story of how Nike, which was a real struggling company, managed to finagle Michael Jordan as their person. I mean, it is really good. I'd love to see a question. It sounds egotistical. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. I'm proud of you for quitting smoking. God, that makes me want to smoke. I love smoking. So if there's anybody out there that thinks they can't quit smoking, you can quit. Oh my gosh, I sounded like a commercial just then. You can quit. Call. But seriously, smoking, I mean, I can't even talk about it. It makes me want to smoke so much. I really like it. What in the hell? Oh my gosh, there's already a hole in this thing. Doggone it. This is why we can't have nice things. I just wanted to wash this stuff. I picked white because I thought I can wash it. Well, it's harder to wash than I thought. Damn it. And now, how do I know which one goes with what cushion? Problem for me. Problem for me. Makes me want to smoke. Doesn't it? I mean, seriously, you loved how they portrayed Michael Jordan's mother. Well, the whole thing was incredible. Wait, you can quit smoking. I promise you. If I can quit smoking, anyone can quit smoking. Anyone trying to quit now. So when you come in October, yes, for my weekend, because no smoking at my weekend. No, I'm just kidding. You can smoke at my weekend. I'm not a judgy non-smoker. But holy cow, I really liked it after being a 50-year smoker. So I took Wellbutrin, which I think was super smart. It really did help a lot. So I'm a big fan of medicine for things. I also take Zoloft. I'm not one of those people that like feels. You found out you have MOG, which is what I have. Really? Same day as my friend. I didn't know you had it or what it was. Oh, wow. Did you use nicotine patches? No. So I decided I was going to quit smoking. And then I was like, well, I'm going to have to lose weight, because if I quit smoking and I don't do anything about, that, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to be fat as a pig. So I met with my healthcare provider, Angela Thatcher, who I love, who has lifelong NC Health and Wellness. I think I just said that right. And she and I came up with a plan. So I went down on my Zoloft, because you can gain weight with Zoloft, though I don't really think that's probably why I got fat. But anyway, what made you want to quit? What made me want to quit? Well, I think what made me want to quit is that I thought, and I was telling my friend Burton this the other day, if anything ever happens to me or to my children, I don't ever want anybody to say, well, why was she doing that? Or why did she let them do that? Like, if it's an accident, then you can be like, well, that was an accident. And I thought, if I get cancer from smoking, and I lost a brother to cancer, not from smoking, he was 19. people are going to be like, what happened to her? She had lung cancer and died. Oh, she smoked. And I just thought, I don't want that to be my story. I didn't want that to be my story. Does that make sense? And I have 4 kids who need me, and I want to be around for them. And I just decided I was going to do it. So anyway, so I've done the Wellbutrin, and then it's been pretty good. I mean, I definitely miss it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I like smoking. I just can't say that enough, can I? I shouldn't. Why am I even talking about it? But so anyway, I quit. And it is not easy. It's been a whole year. I quit smoking, and then I did get cancer. I'm sorry, Alyssa. This has not been easy. I know. You know, I just, and so, you know what? It could happen now, right? Like I could still have something bad happen. And then they might be like, you know what I'll say? You know what? I smoked. And I quit smoking because I was trying to do the right thing. And it wasn't, I didn't save myself in time. But recently I did this video with, how long did you smoke? I mean, I didn't I was, spent a lot of time pregnant. So it wasn't like I was smoking then. But just over the years, I mean, I would go a few years and not smoke, and then I'd smoke again. I don't know. I'd smoked on and off since high school. I mean, a long time. A long darn time. Okay, I've got to get this pill in. What the hell? You quit smoking. So the cardiologist told me last week, or when I did that campaign with her a couple weeks ago, that once you've quit smoking for 1 year, you are back to the same heart health. Now, you could have other problems, but the same health of somebody that has never smoked. Though that made me think, oh, I wish I just smoked another year. Just kidding. Just kidding. Hold on. Make this cushion again. What's Wellbutrin? I don't know. It's medicine. I'm a big fan of medicine. So my son Amos that has, cigarettes are expensive too, and I am sort of cheap. They are like really expensive, right? My son Amos also takes medicine for anxiety and for, what else? I don't know, like a zillion different things. Buspirone. This cushion that I paid somebody to redo. This is what happened. You like this purple shirt. It was from Blue Moon Bistro. Down in Nag's Head. Not Blue Moon Bistro, Blue Moon. Oh my God, this is a lot of padding in this thing. Yeah, so I've never been the type to be like, I'm not gonna take medicine. I love some medicine. I am in no chance going to become like a Christian Scientist. I think that God put doctors on this earth because he loves us. And I'm so excited to have access to super duper smart people that can help save people's lives. So proud of you for one thing at a time. Well, my biggest problem with smoking was that you would think I'd be getting a lot done now, but I spent a lot of time smoking. I mean, a lot of time smoking. Okay, the pillow does not look as good as the other ones. Amos has been on medicine since he was about 4 years old, I think think he was 4 when we started medicine. What is that? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm missing cushions. Oh, here it is. The good Lord gave medication to us. Well, that's what I think too. That's exactly what I think. $10 a pack of cigarettes. Well, I need to get this crap done. Now I did do more writing when I had I did more writing when I smoked, because I could sit out on the darn screen and porch and just smoke away. But I don't do that as much now. Did Thomas ever smoke? No, my husband has never smoked anything, nothing. Like you're hanging out with a friend. Oh, Esther, come be a subscriber. You would like it. We have a really good time. I did not do a subscriber video today. I'm sure my people are so pissed. But it was because I was drowning in children. Well, one particularly. We got up, slept in this morning, came to the beach, and then got here about 2, and then visited with, some neighbors, and then Thomas made dinner, and that was nice. And then I've been changing beds and sheets. We have a condominium down at Pine Knoll Shores. So we're down here, and we have people starting to rent it starting on Friday for the next month. So we're just doing some work stuff before it gets rented. How old was Amos? Why is Priyanka giving out her number? If anybody's giving out their number on this video, don't call them. It's a scammer. And I hadn't seen the comment. How old are we to find out Amos had autism? You quit for 10 years and started again. Damn. So sorry. Hi, Robin. Yes, I'm awake. I know. He was 3.5. 3.5. Not pissed, but you were wondering where I was. Well, I kept thinking, oh, I'll do a video, and then I just didn't, because I didn't. It's hard to tell what cover goes on what. These all look like seat cushions, don't they? Ha! Here's one. Is it supposed to rain there tomorrow? I don't have a frickin' clue. Is it raining? Yes, it's raining. Raining. She listed her number 7 times. Priyanka. Do you rent your condo out to the public on the Airbnb site? So I rent it out to my subscribers because it's a really cool condominium complex. And my parents bought this condo when I was 5 years old. And there's only 30 condos here. And we rent ours, and then there's one that rents on the front row. So people are not a huge fan of renting around here because it's pretty tight family that's here. And so I try to be real careful about who I rent to. So I have done it to my subscriber group, which I think has worked pretty well. And renting is nice, because it helps pay for things. But where are Blair and Amos? They're asleep. Is your condo on the water? It is 2nd row from the ocean. I hope you get nice weather. You know what? If we don't get nice weather, it's okay. Who told you that Amos derived his health situations from genetics? I've been reading the too many vaccines. Well, Michelle, we had genetic testing done. So nobody really told me. I guess I suspected it. Amos has lots of midline defects. And, the research on vaccines and autism has been widely disproven, which is great. Now, I'm not saying that there's not somebody out there that might say to me, hey, listen, it wasn't like this, but there was a big research study that was published and retracted later on, which really caused a lot of problems. It was on like 42 children, and it was falsified data, and said, vaccines caused autism. And so, that was not good. I knew when Amos was 10 days old that he was different than my other children. But I have a background of child development, and I'd had 3 typical kids. He wasn't smiling, and I knew. So I started genetic testing. He was about 4 months old. Do you think autism was around in the 30s and 40s? Yeah, I do. I don't think we used the word autism. I think we had mental retardation, quirky, odd, funny, all sorts of things. But yeah, I do think it was around. I do. Is your condo in North Carolina? Yes, it is. It's in Pine Knoll Shores, North Carolina. One of the prettiest beaches on the East Coast, but you did not hear that from me. Because we like it. Like that. Now this is going to be the tricky part. This is hard. Y'all are helping me get through this cushion doing, which is such a pain in the butt. Okay, good. Got that. What is the beeping? Is there beeping? Maybe it's me beeping. I didn't hear beeping. Your cousin, they would just tell you he was slow. Yeah, I think that was, do you rent it out? Yes, I rent it out to subscribers. Nike pays little tax. I love Pine Knoll Shores. Oh, I do too. We have a really, really good aquarium here. Probably the best aquarium in North Carolina, I would argue. Do you still need a renter in Raleigh? So we have a condo in Raleigh that we had a hoarder. A lot of y'all had seen that. And we have rented that condo, and then we have another condo there that we are fixing up while we were fixing up the other one. And it will be for rent in Raleigh. It is going to be ready, I hope, in July, August. And it's 1 bedroom, and it's in Cameron Village. Though it's not called Cameron Village anymore. I don't know what it's called. But if you know anything about Raleigh, it's in Cameron Village. So there you go. There's that. This is just like me plugging lots of property. Golly molly. My grandfather's brother was different. Yeah. Well, I had a friend the other day, and she had a patient, and she said he never had a diagnosis, but he was 70, living with his sister, who was in her 70s. And she was like, I thought to myself, he has autism, but he never had a diagnosis. Is it really something, right? So yeah. I'll tell you, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and order those things that you put on these darn cushions so that they don't show dirt. I know. It's my fault. I got white because I thought I'll wash them. Does the condo have a pool? Yes, it does have a pool. How much does it rent for? Deborah, you can go. You're a subscriber, so you can see it and go. I think it's about $3,000 or $4,000 a week, depending on what the week is. It's 4 bedrooms and 4 bath. Oh, the condo in Raleigh, does it have a pool? No, it does not have a pool. It's little. It's maybe 650, 700 square feet. Hardwood floors, though. Nice little kitchen, patio, upstairs bedroom, bathroom. La, 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 la. You make me feel like I would love to move to your little town. Eatonton is a great place. I love it. I love it. The testing for Amos. Oh, yes, there's lots of pickleball nearby, everywhere in North Carolina. We had, when you do genetic testing, they call the first round of testing a microarray. So for anybody that says, well, we did testing, all testing every 3 years is totally different. So every 3 years, testing changes. So if you haven't done testing in the last 3 years, I would say it's changed. So we did a microarray, and then we did whole exome sequencing. We never did whole genome sequencing. And it was paid for. They were able to bill our insurance. We did it through 2 places. And then there was a grant through Duke that we got in on. And actually, we need to go do more blood work too. Over this last kind of what they think he has, we need to have a second round of blood work, and I just have not had the energy. Big Tanda is upstairs watching Air Julie. He's coming on my subscriber page tomorrow for Tales Church. Tales Church at 9 a.m. Well, 9 or 10 a.m. It's called the Adrian time zone. Is your tennis court in Edenton finished? No, we're getting new tennis courts in Edenton at our new high school. And they, not only are they not finished, they haven't even been started. So that would be a big, fat no. Nope. Okay, let's see here. Go like this. Okay. Do this cushion. Disproved, Jane said. You should do a video on genetic testing. That's a good idea. I could get a geneticist to come on, Annie. Are we singing in church? No, we're not singing in Tales Church. Tales Church does not have an organist. You gave up church for Lent. Lent's over, fool. Church for Lent. Genius. What is that? Where is Southern Adrian? If Southern Adrian felt like doing something down here, she would be, if she was really Southern, she would have gone to the Coral Bay Club tonight, because they had a band up there. You go up there, you get some soft shell crabs. It's delicious. Have a gin and tonic, hobnob with everybody, talk about how wonderful your children are. I didn't have the energy to do that, even though I have a person with autism, and I couldn't go anyway. I did think, oh, I don't want to do that. Now, I do love going up there when they have the water slide. Or getting a painkiller on a Friday night, or if I want to play canasta, which I never wanted to play canasta. And I'm not planning to play canasta unless I go to prison, because I'll be trying to fill up my time once I get all my Legos sorted by color. Then I'm going to play canasta. And then I'm going to write something. My life in jail. The debutante's time in prison. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. You're going to be tired after these freaking cushions. I know. Darn it. How many more do I have? I mean, it actually is at least nice to talk to y'all while I'm doing this. Okay, did I do that right? Okay. Look at there, look at there. Okay, cushions. Okay, 2 cushions. Okay, this cushion. I don't like this one. How's the weather? Well, you know, it's raining. It's been raining for 10 years here. Okay, now, cushion covers. Amos calls these the Bubble Guppy blankets. We're going to put the Bubble Guppy bubble guppy blankets on these couches. Do you think this is tacky when the renters come? Are they going to be like, why do they have bubble guppy blankets on the couches? Well, it's because I have white covers and I don't want them to get dirty from people's gross sunscreen selves. Right? This is tacky. Just got done with a dance recital. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad none of my people danced. My poor children never got to do things like that. I was too lazy to spend the weekends. Struggling with getting in your jeans. You know what I did the other day? I went and bought new jeans. I just thought, I cannot wear these tight jeans. I had these jeans on and the freaking zipper kept falling down. And then, I was with people and they'd be like, your zipper's down. I was like, I know. I don't even know what to do about it. Who caught the fish? That fish is wood. So no one. Nobody caught the fish. The genetic disorder and autism. Yes, so they go together. So oftentimes, they say 30% of people with autism actually have a genetic disorder. So I think a lot of people don't know they have a genetic disorder, but they do. And some people aren't really keen on finding out or don't want to know. I really did. That was important to me. But, that doesn't mean it's important to everybody. The orange doesn't look very good with my tan pillows. Oh god, this looks terrible. Maybe it'd look better if I do the stripes. I know, these are real big pillows too. I got these from Oyster Bell in Moorhead. It's a really fancy store. And they were having a going out of business sale, and she sold me these for a good price. But look at there, now my couches are gonna be clean. And someday when I don't have children around, I'm gonna sit on these white couches all by myself. White throw blankets would look good. Ooh, that's a good idea. That would be actually smart. White. I had this one, and I had two of these, and darn if one hadn't disappeared. See? So it doesn't help me because I only have one. You know they have to match. Can't have them not match. Though I could put this on one. Maybe I could. We'll see. I think I will put this on the cushions over there. I'll try it. Shoot. I'm supposed to be cussing. Hold on. These cushions look terrible. Terrible. Okay, is this one of them is totally square. You don't want to get that one mixed up with any of the other ones. The other ones have a circle to them, like that one has a circle. Right here, okay. Circle, okay, good. That one's that one, this one's this one. White fleece has 9-piece syndrome and something else. Amos's speech impediment. So Amos's speech is funny, isn't it? We've been to the dental school at Carolina, funny enough, several times because I think he has, well, I don't think. I wonder if he has a palate issue where he's not closing. So when you say mama versus dada, do you hear the difference? Mama, dada. So dada, your palate is closed. There's no dada. Mama. See? So your palate is open with mama. Where's Honor? She's upstairs asleep with Amos. Or upstairs with Big Thomas, one of the places. But it's at Carolina, the only way they can look at your palate to see if it works is to put a camera through your nose, down the back of your throat, and have you say sounds. Now, Amos, the idea of putting something in Amos's nose is not going to happen. These earrings. Oh, this is Ken's handcrafted jewelry, and he is from Edenton. And I love his jewelry. So he's my neighbor. And you can order them from him. Ken's handcrafted jewelry. So Amos does do a lot of like, where are you? Real. So I don't know. Yes, Amos did a ton of speech therapy when he was little. I mean, we basically like lived at the hospital. Lived. Well, the genetic disorder, if it's certified that he has it, it's called MSL. It's either 2 or 3, and there's about, I don't know, maybe a dozen people that they know have it. One in Russia, somebody has a little girl in Russia that has it, a son, and there's one in the United States. And so we don't really know a ton about it yet. Oh my God, I cannot get these. I bought these earrings last month. Oh, good. Oh my gosh, this is like being in hell. This is why I don't need to exercise, because it's like I exercise. Oh my God. I don't care if somebody pukes on this couch. I'm not changing these. I'm not washing these covers ever again. Why do they have to be so tight? I mean, what's the point of being this tight? Oh my God, I can't do it. I cannot do it. This is like putting on a wetsuit. I'm so tired. So tired. I need to exercise because I can't even put on couch cushions on the couch because you know what, there's in here, there are all these like strings that get Are you in the OBX? No, I'm in the IBX. No, I'm down at Atlantic Beach, which is better than the OBX. Did you see a grand jury? No, I did not see that a grand jury for the Stephen Smith case. I sure did not. That is hot off the presses. Well, we're going to have to talk about that this week too then. I didn't know about that. You will be sore tomorrow. The idea that if I'm sore from putting, have you ever Scotch guarded them? No. What? I use Scotch guard pillows? Honestly, I don't even think this thing doesn't even fit in here. Like, did I do it on the wrong one? It legitimately is not fitting. Bend it a little bit. How? Bend it how? Bend it my ass. Bend it. Just bend it. Fold the cushion in half. Now you tell me, now that I've like pulled a muscle. Squid. Y'all are all now cushion experts. I'm drooling. It's so hard. Okay, I've got to finish this. Put a large trash bag on a cushion side. What? No. I can't do that. Then it would be too easy. Yeah, the strings. And then I was ripping the strings, and my husband was like, don't you think you should cut those? I was like, no. Then I look, there's like a hole in the cushion. Schmucky. Okay, subscribers, see y'all in the morning between 9 and 10. Church is flexible at the Woodhouse.